So as I was scrolling across my various social media feeds, trying to find something that I thought you guys would find interesting today, I came across this clip on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. And what I'm about to show you enraged me. Here we have a elderly woman who is probably in her 80s or 90s who clearly does not know what she's doing. And her granddaughter says, "Hey, Grandma, do you want to vote for the first black woman president?" And she's a Democrat. And then you hear the woman barely, incoherently say, "Yeah." Oh, this angered me to no end. I want to show it to you first. And then I want to tell you a story because I have a particular axe to grind with people who want to exploit people who many in society see as the weak and the less fortunate. But first, watch this.
Okay, Grandma, do you want to vote for the first black woman president ever?
Yeah.
Okay, she's a Democrat too. Okay, so I'll show you where to write. Keep the pen in your hand, and it's right here. Good job, Grandma. You got to vote for the first woman president.
Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Now, when I first saw this, it infuriated me, and it still does. That's why I'm up here talking to you about it right now. Because this woman, God bless her, clearly does not know what she's doing. I doubt she even knows what her own name is or what year it is, much less who Kamala Harris is. And her granddaughter, of all people, guys, wants to exploit her mental state to have her cast a vote for Kamala Harris. These white leftists will stop at nothing to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't enter the executive office once again. And it shouldn't surprise you because they are not above cheating. Democrats have cheated in the past. During the election in the 1860s, they would harvest dead people's names from grave sites and register them to vote. So we're just seeing history repeat itself here. But mind you, as someone who would probably fit in that minority group of people they would like to exploit for their own purposes of power and greed, I have a personal story to tell you about why I have an axe to grind against people like this. Back in, I think about 2015, I was going to go work a Tea Party event. That is where my political activism started. Before I did any videos or any writing in any professional capacity, I was a Tea Party activist. And the Tea Party was working a local festival here in my home county of Wilson, where I live now. They were working a festival and passing out constitutions and raising awareness about our founding principles. And before that, this was also during election season, my family and I said we're going to go vote as a family. So I went to go vote and then went to go work the Tea Party booth after that. But as I was waiting in line, there was this elderly black woman who was a Democrat. And she was lined up passing out political literature for her candidate, who was Senator Kay Hagan. And she got down in my face, guys. This woman did. And she looked at me and she said, "You know, I just love people like you. I worked in public education for over 30 years. And I just have a heart for people like you. And I really value people like you. And Kay Hagan loves people like you. and you should vote for Kay Hagan. Now, I don't remember saying much to this woman, but anyone with half of a brain could tell that I am articulate. She judged me because of the wheelchair that I sit in. She didn't bother to have a conversation with me. If she did, she would know that I probably knew more about her candidate than she does. But see, Democrats don't care about minorities. They don't care about the elderly. They don't care about black or brown people. They don't care about women. And they certainly don't care about the handicapped. What they want to do is to use any means necessary to exploit any minority group, to have them vote for them, thinking that they are the party of the oppressed. They're the party of the oppressor. Because these people want to grow government. And as government naturally grows, who do you think would be among the hardest impacted by an ever-growing government? People who cannot stand up for themselves. Now, I am no victim. I am very articulate, as you can see, contrary to the belief of most Democrats, because I hate to tell you, this is not the first time this has happened. It has happened a couple times since then. And it infuriates me that it has only been Democrats that have looked at me as if I am lesser than, and claim to be the party that wants to uphold the rights of people like me. But I am here to tell you, they don't give a damn about the disabled or any other minority group. All they want is power. And as we see here, that is putting it on Front Street. They will stop at nothing to gain more power and control. They will trample over anyone and exploit anyone that they perceive to be weak. And so, as someone who is technically in a minority group, I don't like to talk about it because I view myself as an individual who is created by God, a son of God. And I know my value and my worth. I know the value and the worth of this woman, regardless of what her current station in life is. But what do these people view her as? Just a means to an end. I will not be a victim. I will not be used. And I sure as hell will not allow someone who is worse off than me to be used and exploited for power and political gain. This is disgusting and should outrage every single American. That is not how our political process is supposed to work. And this flies in the face of a representative republic when you are taking advantage of what Christ called the least of these for your own political gain. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I believe the best way to stick it to these people is to stand behind the one man right now who is fighting for the individual, Donald J. Trump. He may not be perfect, but I believe that he loves this country. And he loves the individuals in this country. He loves the American people. He believes in the American people. He may not be the best voice to articulate the ideas of freedom, but I believe that he truly does care about the American people and the American way of life. And I believe that is why he wants to get rid of some of the very barriers that stand in the way of our constitutional system. And the best way to stick it to these people, The people that claim to care about democracy so much, but as you see, are willing to exploit even people who are out of their mind to try to get the candidate they want elected, is to stand behind the very man that they hate. Watch the leftist heads explode. I don't care who is doing this. This would be disgusting, and I would call it out even if it was on the right. But the right does not do this. The right has more integrity than to exploit people who are mentally vulnerable and out of it. Do me a favor. Make people aware of this by sharing this video and by liking it, because it helps out the algorithm and so that more people can see it. And subscribe to my channel for more content. See you in the next video, guys.